Hello, welcome to my channel, Every Time Stoic. They'll never say it. Not to your face, but if you're sharp, if you pay attention, you'll notice the signs. I'm talking about those quiet little moves women make when they want you to approach, but won't dare admit it. They'll act like it's nothing. Play it cool, pretend they don't even notice you. But beneath that calm, polite surface, she's testing you. She wants to see if you're a man who can read the room, or just another dude lost in the fog. You see, women will never verbally ask for masculine presence. That would cost them the upper hand. Instead, they drop signs, clues, non-verbal invitations. And if you miss them, she'll never give you a second chance. Because in her world, attention is a currency, and men who can't see what's right in front of them don't get paid. Now here's where the Stoic mindset comes in. The ancient Stoics taught us to stay alert, to master ourselves first, and read the world without illusions. No fantasies, no wishful thinking, just clear perception of what this video is about, seeing women as they are, not how you want them to be. So today, I'm breaking down 5 signs. She wants you to talk to her, but she'll never say it out loud. Stick with me, especially for the final one. It's going to shatter how you see female behaviour forever. And as she looks at you, then instantly looks away. The end, I've got a bonus insight. Something deeper that most men never even realise is happening. Once you understand this, you'll never be the same again before we dive in. If you're serious about mastering your mindset and levelling up your game with Stoicism, hit that subscribe and like this video. It's a small move. But for men like us, every move counts. All right, let's get into it. Sign number 1. She looks at you, then instantly looks away. Picture this. You're at a cafe, a bar, the gym. She's across the room, not even talking to you, not even in your space. But then it happens. Your eyes meet, not for long, just a split second. And the moment it happens, she breaks the gaze fast, like she just touched fire. Now here's what most men think. She wasn't even looking at me, or worse, they don't notice at all. Big mistake, that half second of eye contact. It's not random, it's not nothing, it's a test, it's a signal. It's her silently saying, "Hey, I see you, do you see me?" She doesn't want to make the first move because, let's be real, most women won't not in a world where she holds the social leverage and you are expected to prove yourself, but make no mistake, she's hoping you'll catch on. She's hoping you'll be the man who doesn't need it spelled out. Because in her mind, if you don't notice this, then how the hell are you going to lead in anything else? Now here's where the Stoic mindset becomes your weapon. The Stoics weren't just about controlling what you can control. They were about perception, seeing reality as it is free from emotion, free from illusion. They trained their minds to detect the truth behind the mask. That moment of eye contact, that's your chance to see clearly. Not get emotional, not overthink, but to recognise the signal and respond with intention. Because when she looks at you and quickly looks away, it's a move straight out of the ancient playbook of female psychology. Subtle, safe, strategic. And if you miss it, well, let's just say another man won't. And she knows that this is a world where the game never stops, where attention is currency, and where most guys are broke because they never learn to read between the lines. Her body starts talking, but you're not most guys, right? You're still here watching, which tells me you're ready to move differently. And if you thought this was subtle, wait till you see sign number 2, no guessing, no grey areas. It's basically a flashing neon light. If you've got the eyes to see it, let's keep going. It only gets clearer from here. Sign number 2, her body starts talking. And it's saying, "Come talk to me. Let me set the scene." You're standing in a room, maybe a party, a gym, a bookstore, wherever she's nearby, casually minding her business. But the energy in the room shifts. You didn't say a word. She didn't say a word, but suddenly she straightens up. Her posture sharpens. Her chest is open. She adjusts her hair, tilts her head. Her feet now pointing in your direction. Arms uncross, shoulders soften, and somehow she just feels more open. Let me be clear, that's not just her chilling. That's instinctual, feminine signaling. It's her subconscious body doing the talking, rolling out the red carpet. It's her biology saying, this guy has potential. Let's see if he notices. Now here's what separates the average man from the aware man. The average guy ignores it. He's blind to it, thinks, oh, she's just being nice. But the aware man, the Stoic observer, he reads the room like a general surveying a battlefield. He doesn't jump, he doesn't drool, he just sees it for what it is. Because here's the Stoic lesson no one talks about in this context. Marcus Aurelius said, if someone can prove me wrong, show me my mistake and correct me I shall gladly change. Why does that matter here? Because too many men are walking around with broken internal radars. They misread women, misread reality, and they keep getting rejected, not because they're bad men, but because they're not paying attention to what reality is actually saying. This girl, she's showing you with her body, not her words, that she's open, not just friendly, but inviting. There's a difference, and if you don't learn it, you'll keep falling behind the men who do, when she leans towards you instead of away, when her energy melts instead of guards. She's not just comfortable, she's curious. Curious if you're the kind of man who sees through the surface. If you're sharp, she brings up things you both like enough to lead, without being told, if you've got the masculine awareness to move without permission. Here's the brutal truth. If you don't act on that signal, she'll assume you're either blind scared or weak, and in this world, women don't chase weakness, they replace it. So next time her body shifts like that, read the room, own the moment, don't wait for fireworks, respond to the spark. Because trust me, if you thought this was powerful, sign number 3, it's like a psychological trap, and most guys walk straight into it without even knowing. Stay locked in, you're about to see the game from the other side. All right? Hold up for a second, if you've made it this far. I already know you're not like most guys, you're paying attention, you're dialed in. So I've got something for you. Drop this in the comments right now. Real ones don't chase, they recognize the signs. I want to see who's really locked into this mindset, who's actually picking up the signals that 99% of guys completely miss. And yeah, I read every comment, so if you're in the tribe, if you're about that stoic, grounded, high awareness life, let me know you're here. Drop that line below and let's show the algorithm that men like us are paying attention to. What really matters. Sign number 3, she brings up things you both like. And no, that's not a coincidence. Let me tell you something. Most men miss. Women don't accidentally bring up that band you love, they don't randomly talk about that obscure Netflix series you mentioned once. And they sure as hell don't magically develop an interest in that hobby you geeked out about last week. That's not coincidence. That's strategy mixed with subtle attraction. Here's what's really happening. She's testing waters quietly, carefully, to see if there's real compatibility, not the shallow kind, the kind that says, could I build something with this guy? Could I be myself around him? It's no longer just small talk, it's connection talk, and that shift that's massive, think about it. She could talk to anyone. She could be swiping on her phone, texting 3 other guys who are all sending dry, "What's up" messages, but instead she's mirroring your interests. She's digging into your world not for validation, but because you made her voice softens when she talks to you an impression, and she's leaning in. Now here's the brutal part. If you don't recognize that moment, if you just smile, nod, and move on, she'll assume you're just like the rest, emotionally numb, mentally distracted, or socially clueless. And like that, the window closes fast. Why? Because women don't chase men who are asleep at the wheel. They don't have time to wait for you to catch on. Now, let's zoom out for a second. You want the Stoic perspective here. Let me give it to you, because the ancient ones knew this game long before TikTok and dating apps even existed. Epictetus said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This isn't just about nodding and pretending to care. It's about being fully present. A Stoic man doesn't just hear. He listens, he studies, he reads between the lines. He knows the weight of silence and the value of attention, because he understands that attention is power, and power attracts. So when she brings up that thing you once casually mentioned, that wasn't a slip-up. That was an invitation to step into deeper connection, to lead the interaction with presence, to show her, you're a man who actually remembers, a man who notices a man who's awake, because here's the truth, and it's not pretty. Most men are so caught up in themselves, they can't even see when a woman's laying the groundwork. So she pulls back, withdraws, moves on. But the man who's rooted in reality, the stoic observer of human nature, he doesn't need to guess. He sees what's right in front of him. He leans in, not emotionally needy, but calmly aware. So next time she brings up that one thing that lights you up, that one topic that hits different, don't dismiss it. Double down, match her energy, expand the conversation, add fire to the spark, because in that moment, what she's really saying is, I see you. Do you see me? And if you respond like a man who actually sees the game for what it is, you won't just stand out, you'll dominate, and trust me, the next sign, it's not even subtle anymore, it's damn near screaming for your attention. And still, 90% of men miss it. Sign number 4, her voice softens. She's always randomly nearby when she talks to you, and that says more than words ever could. Let's stop pretending. Men and women operate on the same frequency because they don't. Women communicate on multiple layers. What's said is just the surface. The real messages are hidden underneath, in the pauses, the looks, and especially the tone. Now, imagine this. She's with her friends, loud, playful, full of energy. Her voice has that bounce. Fast, excited, maybe even sharp when she's roasting someone. But then she turns to you and suddenly, it's like someone turned the volume knob down and added warmth to every syllable. Her tone slows, softens. She leans in just a little closer, and it's almost like her voice is melting around you. That shift, that's not coincidence, that's attraction. It's her unconscious mind signaling. I don't want to scare this one away. This moment, it matters, this man. He gets a different version of me. And here's the cold, brutal truth. Most men don't want to hear. Women don't soften for every man. They only do it for the ones who've earned a different kind of presence. The ones who don't just walk into a room, but who command it, silently, calmly, like they know something everyone else doesn't. That's you, right? Because if you're still too focused on what she's saying instead of how she's saying it, then you're not listening like a man, you're listening like a boy who still thinks conversation is all about words. Now let me hit you with the Stoic angle on this. And stay with me, because this part separates the reactive males from the composed, dangerous ones. A Stoic man isn't easily moved by noise. He's attuned to essence, not appearance. He sees past the surface and watches the behaviour behind the behaviour. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Learn to read the soul through its gestures." In other words, the man who understands women doesn't just listen. He observes, he feels the shifts, and when her voice drops into that quieter, gentler tone around you, he knows he's entering a different realm, a private frequency where the masks come off, where the defense is lower, where connection becomes possible. And guess what? Most guys miss it. They're too busy thinking about what joke to say next, too busy trying to impress, too focused on being liked to realize she's already showing you she likes you, but in a language only real men can read. So here's the move. Don't interrupt it. Don't match her softness with goofy energy or nervous laughter. Anchor yourself. Be still. Let her feel your calm presence, because sometimes silence is the loudest flex a man can make. And if she feels safe enough to soften her voice for you, don't take that lightly. Because in a world where most women are in defense mode 24/7, if she drops the armor around you, you're either doing something very right or she sees something in you that the rest don't have. Either way, lean in, not with desperation, with awareness. Because that softer voice, It's not just her bonus sign speaking, it's her spirit whispering. This might be something real. And if you know how to hold that space, like a true masculine leader, grounded, unshaken, fully present, you won't just hear her, you'll feel her. And that's when you stop being just another guy and start becoming the man she rewrites her rules for sign number 5. She's always randomly nearby. Yeah, that's not random, bro. Let's stop being naive if you still believe women just happen to be wherever you are. You're not paying attention, you're getting played. Here's what most guys miss. Women don't make random moves, they make calculated ones. Now picture this. You're out getting a drink, mind-focused, shoulders, relaxed presence, calm, and then bam, she's right there a few feet away. Oh hey, didn't know you were here really. She just stumbled into the exact same space you were in at the exact same time. Wake up, this isn't coincidence, it's choreography. She's not stalking you, she's strategically orbiting. You see, when a woman's interested but doesn't want to come off too obvious, she won't just say, hey, I like being around you. No, she'll plant herself nearby, just close enough to be noticed. Not so close that it screams desperation, but close enough for you to feel her presence. Oh, I was just heading this way. Didn't know you were going to be here too. I always come here after class work, Jim. Yeah, sure she's leaving breadcrumbs, not confessions. She wants you to connect the dots, to recognize the pattern, to initiate like a man should, because here's what she's really doing. She's inviting pursuit without risking rejection. It's feminine warfare at its finest, quiet, graceful, and highly effective. Like chess, she's setting the board, moving pawns, placing her queen in your line of sight and waiting for you to step forward. But let me hit you with the brutal truth. If you don't see the pattern, if you're too mentally foggy, too distracted, too caught up in your own head, you'll miss it. And worse, she'll think you're just another emotionally blind, passive male. And she'll stop orbiting just like that. Poof, gone. Now let's pull in the stoic edge, because this is where most guys screw it up. A stoic man doesn't chase butterflies. He doesn't obsess over signs or overanalyze every smile. He stays grounded, aware, and observant. He understands the world is filled with subtle signals, but only the man in control of himself can read them. Epictetus said, "Appearances are just impressions. It is for you to examine them and act accordingly in this context." She appears out of nowhere. You don't get emotional. You don't act thirsty. You register it. Stay composed and lead. Because here's the key. The Stoic doesn't ignore signals. He just doesn't depend on them. He sees them, understands them, and decides when and if he'll act. So when she randomly pops up in your space again, don't ignore it. Like a fool, don't jump in. Like a boy, acknowledge it, hold frame, make a bold but calm move. Or don't. But either way, let it be a choice, not a reaction, because if she's playing the long game with you and you know how to stay grounded in your masculine energy, then every little coincidence she creates becomes a stage where you control the next scene. And that, my brother, is when the game shifts from her pulling you in to you leading her somewhere worth going. Bonus sign, she starts acting like, you know this one's wild. And most conclusion guys never even catch it if she starts copying your little habits, gestures, or even the way you say stuff, bro. That's not by chance. Maybe you lean back and a few seconds later she does the same. You laugh a certain way. She laughs with you almost in sync. You say something like, "That's crazy." And suddenly she's saying it too. That's called mirroring. And it's a deep subconscious thing people do when they feel genuinely connected. It's not about copying, it's about tuning in. Her body and brain are basically saying, I feel safe here, I'm vibing with this person. She's not just close to you physically, she's matching your energy, that's next level interest. So if you catch her mirroring your vibe, that's your green light. She's into you, and probably more than she realizes, yo. If you made it this far, you're not just watching, you're learning. Drop a comment like, I see the signs, so we know you're part of the real squad. Hit that. Like, smash subscribe and send this to someone who needs to hear it. And hey, don't bounce. Just yet, there's another banger video waiting for you right now on your screen. You're not going to want to miss what's coming next. Catch you in the next one. Peace.